9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's another segment of WWT Live with your PR princess and your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me on this Monday edition. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It was an interesting weekend, especially for us wrestling fans, but there's a lot more to cover when we found out throughout the weekend. So make sure to like, subscribe. Super chats are open, so feel free to support us in any way possible. But thankfully, I am not alone. I am happy that she's here because you see her do watch-alongs with TK alongside with WOW. They're doing the Hulk Hogan documentary and everything else, including LFG. And I'm always happy to have Christina
Yay.
in the
building. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. I'm excited to make a live, and it just so happened to be on one of the most newsworthy weekends in a while. There's so much going on. Even as we were putting together the news, there's still things happening. So it's crazy.
Well, it's a good thing you weren't on Friday because Honey had an outburst because everything that happened with the releases.
I was in the comments. So maybe I knew that
Honey was
going to have an outburst. I was like, I'll sit this one out.
You were, but
thank you.
Yes. Shout out to Lynette. Shout out to Eric Isaac. Shout out to Lewis Johnson. Everybody in the chat. Fortunately, we have some breaking news before we got on WWT Live, and courtesy of PWI Insider, Triple H signed a new WWE deal. Mike Johnson from PWI Insider went in full details. TKO held an all hands on deck virtual town hall earlier today, during which WWE President Nick Khan announced that Paul Levesque, as we know, Triple H, just signed a new employment contract with the company to remain WWE's chief content officer. And they have been told by those who attend the call, and pretty much during the portion of the call, Nick Khan also shot down social media criticism of WrestleMania 42, noting that in the past, previous WrestleManias have also received online scrutiny, but such complaints are not reliable barometers of how the events are received by the overall audience, not its success. And Christina, I just want to get your quick thoughts on this. Like, what are you feeling? Because we were just talking about this on Friday, where a lot of the stars got cut, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more coming. And also, Evil signed to WWE on Friday, and now we have this.
This piece of news. Okay, so I don't know if it's my favorite part of the release, but the interesting part was when they said that the online scrutiny might not be reliable barometers of what's going on, which is interesting statement, because that's kind of what a lot of people, get online to engage with the people, to get engaged with each other, to reflect on what's going on. And the company's kind of like, don't look at that. So that's not everyone as a whole, which of course sometimes it's not generalized, but it was interesting that they from the bat already kind of told people that the online reviews was not reliable. So that was interesting to me.
It's interesting enough. This came at interesting timing with the signing where they did an all virtual call. I mean, I don't even know whether I could say congratulations to this, especially with the revenue that TKO and WWE brought. It's just been so many questions on how everything is structured. Like, does TKO handle everything? Does WWE handle everything? There's just so many things that I just want to know. It's not like I don't want to post it online. I just want to know all the details. And if I have to sign an NDA, I would, like, the process of everything happening. And also with the fact, too, you mentioned online criticism. You got to take online criticism. Keyword constructive criticism. That I have to be very clear. Constructive criticism. Because that's the whole point on growing. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, or if you own a business. It's kind of like owning a business where you're going to have to deal with some type of feedback. constructive feedback. I mean, you're going to get negative feedbacks there, but constructive feedback is very important because that makes the business grow. Nick Khan, I mean, we reported on this last week that he was kind of, and it's kind of a little bit of out of touch because if you have a PR and comms team, you kind of have to really tell them right away, like, look, hey, this is what's happening online. And the other part they want to see differently is if revenue is going to be lowered.
Right. So that's a one big thing that I know they'll be looking at. It's just what an opportune time for it to come out and for them to kind of make those statements. I don't know, kind of maybe they already felt from the beginning someone was going to get the short end of the stick here from the people. So they were like, just skirt around the online reviews, which of course sometimes there's going to be internet trolls, but not all online scrutiny is bad. Like you said, constructive criticism would be something to look at.
You know, it's always bad when a former presidential candidate, Andrew Yang, comments on WrestleMania.
Oh gosh.
And with the fact too, if you get comments from casual fans that you're trying to reel in, that's another conversation. Yeah. But it's going to be something happening in the coming weeks, and it's not going to be. So we go from WWT We found out because we thought SmackDown was going to be 3 hours forever, but there is a report floating around that Friday Night SmackDown may be going to 2 hours in the coming weeks, courtesy of Body Slam, which the decision is actually coming from USA Network, then WWE. And also the report in detail goes an exact date for the change has not been confirmed. The May 1st and May 8th episodes of SmackDown are still listed as 3-hour broadcasts on USA Network's TV schedule, suggesting the switch will come sometime after that. And obviously, of course, the network's motivation is rooted in its upcoming program slate. And obviously, of course, USA Network has shows scheduled to air at 10 p.m. later this year, such as returning Everything on the Menu with Braun Strowman, that is set to return for its second season in early summer.
Just had to do a little sigh. Shout out to MDB. You're with us for the Hogan watch along. Just do a little shout out. Well, okay, let me start by saying 3 hours is an absurdly long time. So at first I was on the happier side of it going down to 2 hours, but does that mean we will have more wrestling, or are they going to jam pack 3 hours of ads into 2 hours and now we have less wrestling is my concern.
That's usually a concern because when we found out Raw was 3 hours for the first time, we were nervous that some of the storylines were going to get too repetitive, and you put all the women's matches in one segment. You didn't let them do backstage segments or everything else. Now for the 2 hour, well, that's going to be interesting because we've had some thoughts regarding the creative team, especially over on not just Raw, but also SmackDown too, and also giving opportunities not just for main event players, but also for their women's division. Hopefully SmackDown has a tag team division happening, especially with the fact the Street Profits are now on Raw. And also you got rid of Motor City Machine Guns last week.
Oh,
yeah. But it's going to be interesting with Honey things because I kind of wish she was here for this since it's like her realm on the Blue brand. She's been doing the watch along. She's been a trooper for this for 3 hours, but it's going to be interesting. Not surprising. It'll happen in summer because Braun Strowman's show, which I heard a lot of good reviews because that man can eat and he's been to a lot of good places for food.
Yes, I am excited for his show. Goodness. I'm excited for Braun Strowman's show. And I'm wondering what made the change to the 2 hours?
Well, fortunately, it was a USA Network decision. It wasn't WWE that made the call.
They were like, you guys have this much. We have other shows to have, I guess. I don't know. My biggest concern remains if they still have the same the same sponsors, the same amount of ads, are they just going to cram it into a shorter period of time? And now we have less matches already. We already have a lot of ads, and now do we have less matches or shorter, even shorter matches because we're trying to jam pack every Prime and Slim Jim sponsorship into every little corner of SmackDown. I don't know.
Don't forget the Wheatley vodka. Don't forget that
Wheatley
one. The Wheatley American Wheatley vodka.
Ain't nobody trying to watch Braun eat.
Well, you'd be very surprised. It got good reviews the first season, but it was renewed for second season. And also, he's been to a lot of good places where people want to travel. So I think with advertising, it is very hard to do. And also, kind of need to drop the Raw recap because we know what happened on Monday Night on Raw. It's just like we don't need a quick recap of what we know what happened on Monday. Yeah, the blue brand.
Maybe they shave that down, and I don't know. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the blue brand needs to. Hopefully, Honey. I mean, I know Honey's probably going to talk about this later in the week.
Bless Honey.
Bless her little heart, but we
don't know when it's going to start. We don't know when it's going to start.
That is true.
We might still have some time. I mean, 2.5 is probably my maximum. I wouldn't mind it if I'm so cynical of what's going to happen. So I hope I am proven wrong. Bless Honey's sweet heart.
Yes, Honey. she's gonna be interesting if it's gonna happen later this week, or you'll probably find out on Kayfabe on Thursday with her, Dion, and Will later in the week. But we're just moving along because, as you know, last week we had the cuts. Apparently, there's a report regarding Kairi Sane because apparently her release caused heavy frustration in WWE. Apparently, there was a report courtesy of Fightful that there was a ton of shock within WWE over Kairi Sane's departure, giving her role in the ongoing feud between Asuka and Io Sky, and her release before any meaningful payoff to the feud resulted in heavy frustration among those with the company. And it kind of goes into detail with Kairi Sane addressing the fans over the weekend, thanking them for the opportunity. And the release did spark immediate fan backlash with the hashtag #WeWantKairi circulating on social media. WWE backstage interviewer Jackie Redmond also posted in response to the news before quickly deleting her tweet. She went on to say, Sane was in her second WWE run, having returned to the company in 2023. During that stretch, she added 2 more reigns with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships to her record, winning the belts alongside Asuka as the Kabuki Warriors. She was among 25 wrestlers released by WWE on April 24th in the post-WrestleMania 42 cuts. So it's just pretty much an ongoing story. But yeah, that's what Jackie said in it. Christina, first off, I just want to get your thoughts because I'm sure you follow the news on what happened on Friday. And Kairi Sane, along with the Motor City Machine Guns and the entire White Six, done a lot of shockwaves over the weekend.
Oh my goodness, Courtney. It's done a lot of shockwaves. I think it was like happening Friday morning and we were all talking and it was happening even while WWT Live was happening. A lot of shocks. And I want to say Kairi is reminding me, and I think other people, I've seen a lot of other people say it too. It's reminding me of the R-Truth situation because there's some reports that Kairi wasn't technically released. It was that her contract ended and wasn't renewed, kind of like the R-Truth. But the backlash, I guess, for lack of better words, was pretty big, pretty pronounced. And I am quite upset because we never got to see who was going to get custody of Kairi. Was it Io or was it Asuka? I never got to see Kairi trick slap Asuka, and I'm a little sad about that.
It's very
in the middle of a storyline.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing thing because we've talked about this many times on WWT Live, and I think Will said this a couple weeks ago, how like we're just in this predicament time where everything is like, we want it now, we want it now, we want it now. It's like weird. It's like they can't be patient. They want everything now, but it's like then you complain about execution storyline wise, but it's very hard because I wanted to see kind of the growth with Kari because it looked like her and
Yeah.
Io getting there, and also it's gonna be interesting because everybody's been pushing for Asuka versus Io at WrestleMania, hoping we do get it at Backlash, but that's me to say. But just like everything, they just want it now. It's like they don't want to process throughout the whole
Let it
storytelling
build.
aspect of wrestling, and even with creative as well. Because I know you watched WWE Unreal with TK and seen little bits of it. Even with when the Road Dogg was there, when they tried to do so many ideas, they gave it to Triple H, and then he had to say no, or it's a TK thing. So it's kind of a power struggle in a way. And it really sucks there stuff like this. We don't get to see how the story ended and see how it progressed. And also we did see Kairi Sane develop a little bit of an audience. I know people were familiar with her before she signed with WWE, but she was starting to get a little bit of an audience.
It was happening. It was happening, and it was definitely a slower burn, which was nice. It was nice.
And also, it would have been nice to see her be in the women's intercontinental title picture. I mean, nothing against Becky or AJ, but it could have developed a lot more other contenders. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Kairi get some singles gold, especially, but I know with the belts, it's just so hard because it just doesn't give it much attention. But I wouldn't mind seeing Kairi at least get a shot for the women's intercontinental championship.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm wondering, I'm just kind of wondering where she might land now, or if she wants to take a break. I don't know. I wish her the best, and I'm so sad, as everybody is. And I know there were some bigger shocks over some other versus other people, but Kyrie definitely one of the biggest all over Twitter. Everyone was tweeting out or posting in support of her.
And I know we here at WWT want to support not just Kairi Sane, but everybody that got released because it's a lot of shockwaves. But also taking the advice of what Matt Cardona said a year ago, you could either wallow and weep and just sit around, or you can create an opportunity out of nothing and just go for it. So those are the words from Matt Cardona as well. But as you mentioned, yes, almost. But we do have Monday Night Raw happening because we're on the road to Backlash in Tampa. We already know at the top of the hour. Yeah, Monday Night Raw, 8 p.m. at the top of the hour on Netflix. This is your Raw preview. We now know after last week, they're going to encounter again Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. We don't know what's going to happen with these two behemoths, but we shall see. After the encounter we had last week, and then we saw Jacob go against Solo on SmackDown last week. It'll be interesting to see these two in action. And we're also going to have Penta go one-on-one with Rusev. These two guys are going to go one-on-one. We know Rusev is going for the Intercontinental title, but he has to go through the reigning champion Penta to make that opportunity happen. And we're also going to have some tag team action. We're going to have Bayley and Lyra Valkyria taking on Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. These two ladies have gone back and forth, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of physicality between these two ladies. And we're also going to see the return of the reigning women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch, after securing a victory over AJ Lee. Very curious on what she's going to say, and who is going to be the next person to step up to the challenge for her women's Intercontinental Championship? And of course, say his name and he appears. Mr. Joe Hendry will be on Monday Night Raw. And also with the fact too, he's also doing a concert.
Not just on Raw, but a concert. And I'm intrigued what that might be.
So he will be in the building. Say his name and he will appear. All this and more happening at the top of the hour on Monday Night Raw at 8 p.m. tonight on Netflix. And Christina, is there anything that you're excited about for Monday Night Raw?
Ooh, I am firstly excited for the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. I am so excited to see him at least in the discussions of a major championship. I've been following him for some time since he was in the Indies, so it's so exciting to see him having these talks with Roman Reigns. Really excited about that. He is the next like beast that they are trying to make, and I am so here for it. So super excited for him. And then of course the councilman's client Roxanne, we're going to be in her hometown, so I'm really excited about that, just to see her and Raquel. I'm always excited to see them. And then just different talks about Raquel. I really want to see her win some more gold and maybe some singles gold. I'm really intrigued about that.
It's gonna be very interesting to see. And Jacob, I mean, come on. I mean, this is gonna be very interesting, and also with the fact too, with Roman's Reigns, because trust me, I had concerns after he won, because can he elevate? Can he elevate opponents? Because that's the one thing I don't think they did with CM Punk, with the lack of opponents. Because I would have loved to see LA Knight versus CM Punk. But it's going to be very interesting with Roman, because we know Jacob is lovable. Everybody cheers for him, and it's going to be very intriguing. And I know everybody's telling about the bloodline, but I don't know. I mean, I'd rather wait back and see. But I do think it'll be a lot of physicality between these two, because they're family and they know each other very well. I'm also intrigued with Becky, like who's going to be the next person to step up for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I mean, granted, what happened on Friday, but I want to see who else they have on the roster. I mean, I know Bailey and Lyra, they're a tag team, and they're trying to feud for the women's tag team titles. Obviously, of course, we haven't seen Maxine in a while. I would like to see Natty take a shot at it. I feel like them two would really develop a solid story to help for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, but it has to be low-key legend Natty.
The low-key legend Natty, absolutely.
Has to be the low-key legend. But that's pretty much your quick, raw preview for everything
that we know about.
Yeah, so far. So far as we get to the road for Backlash. And before we jump into stories, we do want to send a friendly reminder to support the Women's Wrestling Archive by our boss lady, TK Trinidad, because it supports the past, the present, and the future of women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Make sure to support everything. Today. Yes, make sure to support everything for the Women's Wrestling Archive. We definitely want to support it. And I'm looking at MD's comment regarding Natty, because that's actually our next topic that we have right now.
I'm so glad, MD, you brought that up, because here's more Natty just for you.
Well, thank God Ced's not here, because Ced would do it. But Natty did an article. Natty, on nearly 20 years in WWE, no other woman has been an active part of the women's division for as I have. And she kind of goes into detail about her longevity, because next year will be her 20th year in WWE. She first signed with the company in January 2007 and has been working constantly with them ever since. And also she did a recent interview with TV Insider, and she kind of went into detail on this achievable milestone. She goes on to say, It's extremely rare and uninterrupted. It's not calling anyone out or throwing shade on anyone. But when I hear people go, I've been in wrestling for 20 years. Okay, but have you been in wrestling uninterrupted for this long? I started my career in training in 2000 with my family in the dungeon. I know I'm dating myself, but I did start very young. I've been with WWE in January 2027 for 20 years, signed and uninterrupted, which is unprecedented. No other woman has done it. No other woman has been an active part of the women's division for as long as I have. That's why when I give someone credit like a Shayna Baszler, I'm not BSing anyone. I know Shayna is tough and among the most dangerous because I've been through everyone who has come through WWE over the last 20 years. I know because I've locked up against these women, fought against them, shared locker rooms with these women, put matches together, and experienced all these personalities. It's something I'm very proud of. I heard Triple H do this interview with Cody Rhodes. It was really cool because it got me thinking that I sometimes forget my own body of work. When Triple H said, sometimes talent don't realize all that they've done. Not everyone is going to be on everything all the time, but you think about how you achieve so much. I thought, man, I've achieved so much, but I'm comfortable resting on the things I've achieved and just sitting with it and being like, I'm done. There is so much more I want to achieve. I can say I've done this and that and won these championships. For Natty, if I didn't continue to fight, push, grow, evolve, push myself to be challenged by different things like being a coach on LFG, which is a first for me in WWE, I wouldn't be the performer I am today. The second you start fighting for your dreams is the second that it's over. Whew.
There you have it. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to keep myself together, but I'm reading the comments. MDB has me in stitches. Look, shout out to Natty because, granted, okay, a couple things. One, shout out to her. Even if we don't agree with her booking all the way that it has been done all this time, she is still here. A lot of people are not here. I would agree that I do think it's unfortunate that I'm more on board with her most recent Natty booking, and it had to take this long to kind of, get me real excited about it. That I would agree. And that is unfortunate. But she's been in it for so long, and not just wrestling, but at the wrestling at her school, her family school. She was part of Total Diva, so she's done a lot of things.
It's just you kind of said it right there, booking wise, because I feel like when I saw her first started, they didn't book her very well when they first came on. But it's very interesting seeing Natty throughout the years, because I just think if there is the little things they could have done, she could have helped elevate a bit. But congratulations to her, because she is a friend of Women's Wrestling Talk, and we always love it when she comes on. But also with the fact, too, she had to work twice as hard, because just because she had the last name Hart, she did not have it easy. She had to work pretty much twice, triple, quadruple harder than most people. And she was the last female graduate of the Hart Dungeon. But also she is training the next generation of people. I mean, she trained Brody Lee's son, who's now wrestling. Like, he just did a match against Joey Jelena during Vegas. But she is doing a lot of things. Now, granted, I kind of wish that during her title reigns, it could have been a lot more better, or they kind of execute it properly. But I don't know. I do like low-key legend, because that's her character. I just don't want WWE to fumble it and like put their little hands on TKO, because this is something she created.
Exactly. I don't want them to put their grubby little paws on the low-key legend, because when she did Bloodsport, I was like, wait a minute. This is the Natty we could have had this whole time. But in any case.
And she's been on AAA for the last couple months too.
And she's been on all kinds of different promotions. She's done coaching with TJ. I know they've also discussed how she's been at the Performance Center a lot. So she's like just like a Jill of all trades.
She
She kind of does a little bit of everything.
She is. And she just released a new memoir too. I have to read it too, but I heard it's really good. I definitely want to read that. I know TK got the book, so that's
Ooh.
on my list of books. So
Yes. Yes. Well,
Was it-
speaking of
AAA. AAA. If you watch the show from over the weekend.
Shout out to Maricela Peña. Continue.
Yes. So there was a segment on AAA that they're looking for a new general manager during their episode on the live TV episode. And it's really interesting because that discussion has been for a while. And there's been a lot of names that have been put it out in a way. And I think this would be a great opportunity to have. But on the most recent episode, AAA will name a new general manager. She will take a look at candidates important for the role. There was a few people that they did on the website. Of course, Duran, and I hope I say this right, rolled in. Another person said Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, JPL, Vampiro, Conan, Danhausen, and Bad Bunny.
Jesus.
But those are just a few from Cage Side Seats that name. But Christina, I want to give thoughts to you with AAA because I know I watch AAA as much as I can. I know you do, but who do you think should be the general manager of AAA?
Oh, my goodness. So when I saw the different reports of who can be general manager, it reminded me of just all the different options back in the day when who was going to be the next general manager, like say of Raw or of SmackDown, was like something that we kind of looked forward to and kind of got people excited about. So it reminds me of that. For me, I would love to see Rey Mysterio stay with the brand. That would be amazing. He already does the commentary. He translates from Spanish into English already. Undertaker, I don't know. I will think the general manager would have to be bilingual. So I don't know if Undertaker speaks Spanish, but I think to connect with the audience, I think it would be best if the person was bilingual. So people that come to mind for me, of course, Rey Mysterio, Conan. Vikingo did I say Vikingo? Isn't he still fighting? Or his dad? Sorry.
Yeah.
Kidding. His dad. It would be Vikingo because it's Hijo del Vikingo that's fighting right now. Rey Mysterio is my number one. I mean, I would love to see him. I know he's seeing Conan. I
don't think
JBL
would be.
Don't get me started with JBL.
Oh, please
don't get me started. The fact that he is ringside announcer makes me chuckle. But that's who I would love to see. I know there have been talks of Rey Mysterio retiring this year, which makes me sad, but also this would give him an opportunity to be like, I'm leaving. Just kidding. Kind of like John Cena.
Yeah.
And then we see him every gosh darn place. He's in a movie, then they're promoting the movie on WWE, and then he's emceeing WrestleMania, and we're like, I thought you retired. So I would love to see Mysterio on that, of course. After his son retires him, that is the only person that can retire him. Small tangent. If Gunther retires him, I will fling myself into traffic. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Dom has to be the one. Like, if anybody has to retire Rey,
and on Mexican
Dominic.
soil where he started.
Oh my God! If that happened at AAA, that would blow through ratings.
It would have to be at Triple Mania, and it would have to be Dom versus him. It would be like an I Quit match. I don't know what they might have. And then Dom just has to dog walk him.
That would be funny.
They would have to dog walk each other. It would be like just back and forth, and then Dom would just have to be like one of his most disrespectful versions of himself, and it will be so great.
Yeah, Rey is definitely a good pick. Conan is another one. I know he had to deal with a few health issues recently, the last couple of weeks, but I feel like he has, because the way he does commentary is really great. He's familiar with AAA, being alongside Corey Graves. I mean, being on like the revamped episode of AAA, that was very nice for him. Guess he would be a back pick as well. I mean, there's so many picks. I'm very curious on what they're gonna do, but I'm hoping it's a good one that could help out with the AAA because they've been putting some good quality stuff out there.
They have been having bangers. I know we haven't done a lot of watch-alongs on it. I'm hoping that I can do some coming up. But they've been having them on the weekend. This past Saturday there was one, and it was a banger. 2 weeks ago, a banger. The feud between the original and the new El Grande Americano has been really good. So they have been booking very, very well.
And we may be getting a mass versus mass between both El Grandes.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's better to do it on AAA soil, the WWE soil.
Yeah, that would be most opportune.
But that's an ongoing story that hopefully we'll find out soon in AAA. I'm pretty sure, and I kind of wish they did tell us early because usually I don't find out till like the day before. The day before or a few hours later, I'm like, oh, AAA is on.
That's right. So, that is true. That they the advertisement, the promotion for it, I'm like, I typically find out right before or a couple days before, and we're right. MD La Catalina has come back. She was with WWE, and then she left for a little bit, and now she's back.
She's back.
And now she's back, and they had her backstage WrestleMania meeting all the different stars, and it was really exciting. And she seems like she is a big force now to handle, and I'm really excited about that.
Yes, that's always a good time. But I'm sure we're going to get a lot of updates in the coming weeks regarding AAA. You make sure to follow them on socials because they do have their shows on YouTube. So please make sure to follow that because we'll find out who is the new general manager and overseer AAA. And we go from one international promotion to another in Japan with Stardom. Here at Women's Wrestling Talk, we want to say congratulations to Sayaka Kurata. I hope I say that name rightly. She is the new World of Stardom champion over the weekend. She was crowned. She beat the previous champion over the weekend. But this is big deal because this is Women's Wrestling Talk and also Stardom as well, because they definitely have a banger of a matches. Because even though all their matches are in Japan, we try to keep up with a lot of them. But Stardom is the main women's wrestling promotion in Japan, and do want to send a congratulations to her, especially here at Women's Wrestling Talk, because this is focused on women's wrestling.
Yes. Shout out to her. I know they had a Stardom match in Vegas during WrestleMania. So they did have one out there, even though the primary ones are international. Yes, shout out to her. Excited about it. I want to catch more. I'm not sure if they are streamed on YouTube or anything like that. I do want to look into how to regularly watch their matches.
I know. I really want to watch it with the fact they did put on a lot of banger of matches. It's just very hard because they do in Japanese. And I know they did a whole wrestling promotion during WrestleMania weekend in Vegas. They did alongside Mojo Rawley, who has been killing it in the business side of it. But I definitely want to get into Stardom. Boss Lady and I were trying to get some people for Stardom over in WWT, trying to do some interviews as well because they've been killing it. But sending congratulations to her because that is a huge opportunity. And also, like I said, we support all things women's wrestling, even on the international level.
All of them.
Yes. 2-man 316 upset of the year in Stardom. Yep, upset. It's like the biggest upset of the year in Stardom because everybody was talking about it. But this has been an interesting story that's been ongoing.
A developing story, yes.
Yeah, because Paul Heyman was talking about this, trying to get a Paul Heyman girl. Apparently, Jordynne Grace is making no secret of what she wants from her WWE career, and she's going directly to the source to try and make it happen. Speaking with Aussie Heat PW, Jordynne Grace reveals she has been actively lobbying WWE's writing team for a Paul Heyman alignment, describing it as her dream scenario on the main roster. She goes on to further detail saying, I'm actively pushing for it. My dream is to be a Paul Heyman girl, the first ever. So actively pushing for it. I'm messaging all the writers about it. All I need is someone like him and I'll shoot straight to the top. And the pairing features in the My Rise story mode of WWE 2K26, but there is currently no indication that WWE is moving towards a Heyman and Grace alignment on television. Grace's direct lobbying of the writing team makes it clear it is something she is pursuing aggressively rather than simply hoping for passively.
Interesting. Yes. Well,
do you think it's possible? Do you see Jordynne Grace as being a Paul Heyman girl?
You know, I do. And I wasn't, I had heard about Paul Heyman girls. Actually, there was some rumblings of a couple different people. I actually heard about Jade, particularly, being a potential Paul Heyman girl. So then when I saw Jordynne Grace, I'm like, ooh, I'm interested because now there's two names I've heard thrown around, which makes me feel like it's more likely to something to happen. I'm intrigued. There's never been a Paul Heyman girl. I'm really interested to see how that will pan out, how he'll push them. Because usually we see how he's pushed like the men, he says they're beasts. Maybe he pushes them in the same way. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
I feel like almost everybody wants Paul Heyman. And it's funny,
I want Paul Heyman to walk behind me and hype me up.
It's funny because he was talking about this too, and even with the vision, because I know people say Becky, but I feel like for him to get a Paul Heyman girl, it would have to be somebody he sees a lot of potential in, that he could work with, he could mold with, he could support, and just be in a listening ear. And I wouldn't mind seeing Jordynne Grace. I think it would be a good opportunity for her to really find some guidance and direction. And that's something that, and I said this on my watch on for AEW, because Don Callis and Prince Nana are doing this. They're bringing the managerial factor into professional wrestling. And that's something that you don't want to mishap. I'm very happy that it's bringing it back a little bit, because you need that managerial service part of wrestling, because that's what we loved about the manager, the superstars, the talent, but the managerial services, especially if you align with that particular superstar, there was just some chemistry in there. Like, we've had many famous managers, from Bobby the Brain Heenan to Miss Elizabeth to Sensational Sherry, many others. Classy Freddie Blassie is another one. Just finding the right person and just being that supportive. But I know Paul is very diligent on who he wants and who he sees in somebody that we may not see. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jordynne Grace be that person. But if it's not Jordynne Grace, it could be somebody else.
I wonder who Paul Heyman really likes.
That's a good question. Like, who is he? What qualities is he looking for in a Paul Heyman girl? Like, what qualities?
That's where we need to start. I'm so intrigued, because I feel like if you he's so great in that if you give him anybody, I feel like he'll like do everything that he can to really build them up and really promote them and get really into it. But I wonder who he specifically has his sights on. That would be interesting.
That's an interesting question, and I'm sure this is going to be a lot of talk in discussion on what's going to happen, because we saw what he did with the bloodline with Roman Reigns. Like, we saw what he did with Roman, especially during the pandemic, when he was the head chief at the table. We saw what he did there, because he does have some managerial services that cannot be forgotten. But we shall see what happens in the coming weeks. See it brew up, hopefully sometime in the summer. We have to be very patient. We can't rush.
Try to be patient, because I don't want to be like one of those people that I complain about.
No, I mean, look, we've seen many complaining from the aftermath of WrestleMania to now the cuts that happened over the weekend. It's like, and even with the builds up for the matches for Backlash, it's like,
people are already coming out with their Backlash predictions, and I'm like, hold on. We've had but 2 shows already post Mania. I need more information. Everyone, hold on.
We need more. So hopefully we should get some soon. But we
Mhm.
wanted to wrap up today because this is Women's Wrestling Talk, and we just love seeing all the female wrestlers do amazing things. We definitely want to send a congratulations to the prodigy Roxanne Perez because she received a plaque from her hometown of Laredo, Texas. This was posted today, courtesy of Fightful, but it's a good achievement. And we here at Women's Wrestling Talk want to send congratulations to the prodigy herself, Roxanne Perez. And she's not even 25 yet.
No, I thought she was like 23, 24.
Yeah, she's not even 25.
Shout out to Roxanne. This is so amazing. And to be, I'm sure she's just must be so elated to be celebrated in her hometown where she started wrestling when she was 13. She's been doing this for quite some time. And the cute little plaque. Oh, I would cry.
It is a cute one. It's crazy because I know Will's not here to support his client, but I'm pretty sure he would be popping a bottle.
He'd be popping a lot of things.
Yes. Popping a bottle of champagne for Roxanne. But yeah, if you look at Roxanne's journey, it's been fun to watch. Like, as you said, Christina, she wrestled at 13, wrestled at Booker T's wrestling school. That's one of his little proteges that came out. We see what she done in NXT Women's Champion. Now she's doing well on the main roster, and she's getting positive praise from people backstage that she is a good worker and she's putting the work in, going up against top tier female superstars from Lyra Valkyria to Bailey to not AJ, but Io Sky is another one. So many other women she has wrestled, and it's nice to see Roxanne Perez get her shine. And I just love seeing stuff like this. It makes me happy to see, especially in the world of women's wrestling.
Absolutely. And I think she's even had her moments with like the big name male wrestlers back in I think it was December. If it was Cena's retirement match, we got to see her do pop rocks on Cena, and I screamed because I was like, to think that you're this person that you had grown up seeing, and that you yourself, you're doing your move, your finisher on John Cena. When I saw her, because the size difference was also so cute. Like, he's like big and she's so petite. And to watch her do the pop rocks on Cena was amazing.
She also did the pop rocks on CM Punk during a house show too. She did.
She just must be whom she lovingly calls her dad, and AJ her mom.
Parents.
Her parents. It's so cute. Oh.
Hopefully we get to see a segment of AJ and Roxanne soon. But it's funny, MD, you talked about this because Roxanne's gonna be the one to turn on Liv. She's gonna be the one to do it.
Oh yeah.
Because who brought her into Judgment Day? And he's not even in Judgment Day no more.
Who?
Finn.
And then so the connection is, and I think early on they were kind of doing a little tease like that, like she would be like, "Hi Dom, hey Dom, hey Dom." I was very like a lot of attention towards Dom.
Yes.
And I was like, what are they trying to cook up back there?
And shout out to Christopher Leclerc. Roxanne is 24. She'll be 25 on November 5th.
That's not even soon. She's
accomplishing all these things before she turns 25, which is remarkable. But goodness. Shout out to Roxanne Perez on everything. The prodigy, she is killing it in the scene. But that's all the stories I have for Women's Wrestling Talk today. But is there anything else that I missed, Christina, or you want to talk about?
I think we might be up to date of the last maybe 5 minutes. I'm sure as soon as we come off, there's going to be something else that pops up. I think, one thing that just came up was yesterday, the new season of LFG just started, which I had, as you saw in the chat, my thoughts, because they're using wrestlers in the promos that we know were released, like Trill London. And I was like, and Trill put it out there and was like, he just put the promo out there, the promo poster, and we're just, so that's one thing where that's come out that I'm not super keen on. And MD, and the last thing I'll say is like MDB said, they switched up the rules. So they had like teams and points the first 2 seasons, but now they're not doing that anymore. So no teams, no points. They're just kind of saying if you show what you can do, then you can get called up. And we saw Kendall Gray after the first episode of LFG, she was called up to NXT. So that was cool. So it's even more cutthroat now than before.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, shockingly enough, LFG started yesterday, so there's always something. But we shall see what happens. But I'm just looking to see if there's any news that I missed. But I think I should be okay. And
I know, and poor Serena.
Yes.
How sad.
Yes. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They're airing LFG and they released some people that were in LFG.
Which begs to question the point of LFG, because you're supposed to build the people, but if you're not giving them time to build, why do I want to watch LFG? I mean, I do. But why would a lot of people might not want to watch it if we already know the people that were going to watch it are already going to be released?
And also, Boza mentioned Carly Bright of Evolve got released over the weekend too.
Oh yeah,
she posted on her socials. But that wraps up Monday's edition of WWT Live.
On that note,
yes, that's Monday's edition. But Christina, where can the people find you?
The people can find me here, WWT, when the stars align, on the live news show, but primarily doing watch-alongs with TK. We just did the Hogan documentary watch-along, so go check that out. We busted out 3 episodes back to back, so we did 4 hours of content the other day. It was great. And any other watch-alongs that are coming up. We might be doing the new Shawn Michaels documentary that just came out on Peacock. And also, WoW. We're going to get back into WoW Women of Wrestling. Stay tuned.
Yes, we got to get into WoW because they're putting a lot of content in there. Shout out to everybody that works at WoW because they have been killing it. I have seen their socials a lot. They have shout out their socials, but the people can always find me chirping periodically on WWT Live as much as I can. Wednesdays are for the timeless elitist of all elitists, AEW Dynamite. We're on the road to Double or Nothing in the Big Apple. There's a lot of things happening this week. We do have some banger of a matches already announced. Who knows what's going to happen on the road to Double or Nothing, but you get to hang with me for 2 hours during the watch along. So that's going to be good. You can also follow me on my socials at Courtney and J11 because I am going to be doing some content. Got some content happening. Just have to make sure everything's put together. And also, I am playing detective because I'm finding out who attacked Timeless Toni Storm because there's many suspects that attacked her. So I get to play detective and see who attacked Toni Storm because I have some thoughts, and I have some thoughts that people may not expected on who did it. Also, make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. This Friday, I will be back on the announcer's desk on doing their big, oh my God, there's so many, on their big Golden Ticket Rumble happening this Friday. Some of the top tier stars from ISPW, they're going to be having a big match happening. Who's going to walk away with the Golden Ticket? We may not know. So do not miss me on the call for that for Friday. And also all the events that are happening because oh my God, I can't believe we're May. Next month will be 80s Wrestling Con in New Jersey. All the stars from the 80s are going to come out. Ted DiBiase, Coco Beware, Jake the Snake Roberts, Wendy Richter. So many other people are coming and you do not want to miss it. And also the daughter of the Dynamite Kid will be there too because she has been doing a lot of work in. So you do not want to miss it. But shout out to everybody in the chat. MDB, Boza, Cousin Ron, Christopher LeClaire, Lewis Johnson, Eric Isaac, Two Man 316. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody in the chat. Antoine Phillips 7623. Just want to make sure I catch everybody in the chat. And thank you all for joining with us on this jam-packed Monday edition of Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening and enjoy Monday night.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.